Talks about staying relevant, controversy-free.
This is life. Imagine not waking up to life. What would be most unfair is that you didn't get everything you want.
Ramsey Noah, in an interview with HipTv, talks about how he's able to maintain relevance in the movie industry without being controversial, which is different from what is seen amongst his colleagues in the industry who believe controversies give you relevance. He states that there are strategies to be applied in order to remain relevant, and he's a lover of positivity and does not find negative controversies healthy.
Well, we all have our different strategies to applying to all those things, so I don't think negative controversy is healthy. For me, it's never been my thing right from the start. So I just like the positivity, basically, because there's a whole lot of negativity around already. So why do I want to happen to that? I think we should look at things from more brighter light and a brighter outlook rather than always looking for the negative sides. So for me, I've committed myself very strongly to the art, and that's what I'm really passionate about. And I guess that's what makes me relevant. People can tell that I love my job and I love the way I do it, and they can see it in my work, and that's why I think they appreciate me a lot, and that makes me relevant.
When asked why upcoming actors seem to hardly get roles, he says that the industry is getting capital intensive, hence investors prefer to go for personalities people know.
You must understand the honesty and the truth about the industry, and basically it's getting capital intensive as we speak. Nobody wants to put their money down and then let it just go to waste. So they're looking for known established people. Now, the known established people are not just actors that have been there over the years. They even go to social media platforms and get people that are very strong and relevant on that platform, and they use them for movies these days. So it's for you to let you know, it's all about marketing for them. It's all about getting capital invested, predominantly.
On the advice he'd give upcoming talent in order to keep pushing and making the best of the roles they're given, he had this to say.
For upcoming actors, I think the best way is, the gradual infusion into the industry. Gradual. It's not automatic. It's hard. I mean, I did my movie. Even when I got new faces, they weren't all that new for Living in Bondage and Rattlesnake. But you know what? They were freshers. And even when I got them, they were like, you see that I need to pad it up with other strong notable faces, so there's a balance, and that's because nobody wants to invest so much money and then let it go to waste. So my advice to upcoming is they need to just keep latching on and trying to get into no matter how small the characters they are playing is, they should just make the best of it and hold on to it. At some point everybody has a break. It's like life is all about time. You get what I'm saying? Life is all about time. You have your break, and it's your time, God willing.
And talking about how he assists and gives upcoming ones support through tutorship, workshop, mentorship and the likes, Ramsey highlights that it is important for upcoming actors to first of all be passionate.
Yes, of course. I mean, there are ways I actually lend, my support to upcoming actors by, tutorials, for instance, workshops. For instance, I just finished a workshop with the Pan-Atlantic University, and then of course that of course had an outreach, and these are things to help people know that okay, fine, it's an industry. But I always tell lots of people that you must understand one thing very key: you need to be passionate about the industry. It's not like a corporate circle where they employ work. It's not. I think a lot of people are seeing it like, oh, employ me, I have this CV, and it's what I'm qualified for, and blah, 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 blah. It's really not like that in our industry. It's a bit of employment here and there, and the employment is also determined by so many factors, and that can't change, unfortunately, because it's determined by the budget, or the money invested. So if you really love it, no matter the circumstances, you won't be bothered. You'll still see yourself going through it.
Speaking on the Twitter ban in Nigeria, Ramsey opines that freedom of speech is deserved and should not be taken away like an avenue had been removed by the government.
Well, it's a political circle right now. Basically, if you notice me, I'm usually not the kind who dwells on all those things. Of course, freedom of speech is very key in our existence as a democratic nation, and it's looking to see if they're taking that away from us. My key factor is, or my note on that is, let's try and see how we can leverage on to how do I put this now? How we can leverage on to making sure that we do the needful for ourselves, and at some point, overcome all of this. At some point, it's pretty tough, honestly, to say that I am against this or I don't support that and blah 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 blah. It's tough and it's dicey. That's why I don't like to get involved at some point. And we all know these things. So I think there has to be a way around this stuff. But however, we are a democratic nation. Give or take, we are. And then we deserve our freedom of speech. It's very important. I will state that categorically. We do. So ban of Twitter and whatever by the government, I don't know what they're trying to checkmate. But let's see how that turns out. We're still watching.
Speaking on the projects he's working on, Ramsey said he has some projects he's working out with his partners and to be released in a couple of weeks. He mentioned some of the titles, which included Glamour Girls and Man in the Mirror, which would come out towards the end of the year.
There's a few stuff in the offing that we're working on. We have a couple of titles that I'm working on with my partners. Hopefully, we'll probably release that before in a couple of weeks. We'll probably release that and share with people. But in the moment, my partner is working on Glamour Girls, the remake of Glamour Girls, and I'm going to be working on one of the projects, MITM, Man in the Mirror. Yeah, it's has a bit of religious, angle to it. So that's one. Yeah, hopefully towards the end of the year.
What are you doing? Do I look like I am?